Everyone, we are going to discuss this paper 1 of anthropology, and we will not cover the entire paper or both these paper 1 and paper 2 in one go, because it will not be of any value that if I rush through these questions, right, without telling you the detail of each and every question, how you can address, how you can write these questions to fetch the marks, right, that will enable you to get a good rank in this examination. See, the paper that we see, it is, you can say it's relatively easier but a little bit conceptual paper, right. If you have your foundation well built, then you can address each and every question of these papers, right. But if you memorize few facts, if you just read few, or you can say very selected things, and you don't have the basic knowledge of anthropology, then it will become difficult for you to get decent score in such paper, right. But compared to the last year, it is relatively easy paper, or I would say, if not easy, but for the people who have just memorized few notes, for them it is maybe tough. Yes, one thing is that you need conceptual clarity, you need analytical approach, you need to be able to integrate things, right, in paper 1, paper 2, in biology and socio-cultural, right, that was required in this paper. If we see that from where the paper mainly is, so from biological part we have approximately 150 marks of paper, from socio-cultural part we have approximately 130 marks, and if you combine theories, methods and this socio-cultural institution, society and culture wala part, then we have 175 marks of paper from socio-cultural theories and methods. In theories, we have just two questions. One is of that thick description, and the other is French Beauvoir's historical particularism, right. From methods, we have one question. From linguistic anthropology, we have one question. From paleoanthropology, we have one question, right, that Homo erectus. So, from archaeology, yes, we have 60 marks of paper here, right. So, overall, paper was well balanced, and if you have the foundation ready, then you can address this paper quite easily. Now, many of you might have been shocked by the very first question, right. Unlike the last year's paper, where we have seen that paper, that question, Natufian culture, and it was a bouncer for each and every student, and many of you even cannot understand how to write it, what to write it, and there were so many problems. Many of the students, they have lost hope कि अब तो कुछ होगा नहीं, तो दूसरा पेपर भी उनका खराब हो गया, and finally they cannot get any rank, right. I know at least 5-6 people who cannot write well by just looking at the very first question. The trend continues. Even in this year's paper, they have asked a simple thing, that is animism, but they relate it with deep ecology. See, deep ecology, all of you, I believe, those who are writing mains, so I expect that you have read GS at least very well. You have read environmental ethics at least, right, or not in many notes, right, these deep ecology concept was mentioned, right. This environmentalism, the extension of that environmental movement, right, that we have to think about the environment. We don't have to focus on just anthropocentric approach. Rather, we have to consider environment, the various, you can say, components of environment. Other species also have the equal right to live on this planet Earth, not just humans, right. So, if you know that thing, you can very well integrate with animism, because all of you know that animism, this concept was given by E.B. Tylor in his book Primitive Culture, where he defined that this is the earliest form of belief, right, and this belief says that animism means every natural object, whether it is biotic or abiotic, have a spirit or a soul, right? So if you think the ecosystem approach, right? So you can say that ecosystem approach or this animism inspired this deep ecology movement, right? Animism, which was a primitive form of belief, it inspired the deep ecology concept, that movement that we have in present, you can say situation, or you can say in this present times, we have this movement of deep ecology, right? So let us take all these questions. We will take first 5 questions today, and slowly and steadily, every day, or maybe we will plan something that will take these questions thoroughly, right? Entire paper will be discussed by me, right? Both paper 1 and paper 2. And one more thing that I wanted to tell each and every one of you, that the paper that is there, almost every question had been discussed by me in my classes, right? Foundation class as well as in the test series. These questions have been discussed. The same questions, the answers have been discussed, and in the class we discuss how you can integrate the socio-cultural part and the biological part and the linguistic part. If you think from the last year's paper also, UPSC is expecting the anthropology aspirants to connect the dots, to connect the things, right? To think in a, you can say, synergized manner. अगर आप देखें लास्ट ईयर भी क्वेश्चन आया था नाटुफियन कल्चर का, this year also they have asked a similar question, right? That the question is, describe the features of early farming cultures and Neolithic of Near East, right? So basically Natufian भी वहीं से था, that was pre-agricultural. Now they are asking just the same thing, right? They have asked last year that a notion of power, construct of power and conspicuous consumption. This year also they have asked the similar question, how do political organizations of simple societies establish power, authority and legitimacy, right? So questions are more or less same, right? ऐसा कुछ वो नहीं है. Last year also they have asked question from Victor Turner. This year also they have asked from symbolic anthropology from Clifford Geertz, right? From 2014-15, Clifford Geertz is one of the favorite thinker for anthropology optional. So I would say that you can do it well.